Welcome back to US Coinworth Secrets, the one channel that never deals in half-truths, the place where you get the raw, unfiltered, and faithful knowledge of America's most secret treasures hidden inside tiny pieces of silver and copper. Today, you're about to step into a world where pocket change transforms into golden fortunes. A world where one single coin that you might overlook as just an old dime could actually be your ticket to a life-changing treasure. Yes, my friends, what you're about to see are not just coins. They are treasures locked in metal, history preserved in silver, and value that today's auction houses fight over, with numbers so high it almost shakes the mind. The Mercury Silver Dime series hides some of the most mysterious, rare, and insanely valuable coins the world has ever known. And tonight, we are unsealing those secrets one by one. Stay with me until the very last second of this video, because what you'll see is no less than a vault opening moment. I promise you this. The coins I'm about to reveal can transform the way you look at money forever. Some of them are worth not just hundreds, not just thousands, but six figures and more. A small treasure that collectors would give anything to own. And today, I'll reveal their stories. Let's start the journey with coin number 1. Buckle up, because this story is about to shake you to your very core. Coin number 1. The year is 1929. America is standing on the edge of the Great Depression, a storm that would change the course of history forever. Banks were trembling, fortunes vanished overnight. And yet, in the middle of that chaos, the U.S. Mint in San Francisco struck a coin that would one day rise as a beacon of rarity and treasure, the 1929 Mercury Silver Dime with the S Mint mark. Now, for those of you new to coin collecting, let me unlock its secrets. The Mercury Dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, was designed by the genius Adolph A. Weinman. It was struck from 1916 until 1945, carrying on its tiny surface both artistry and symbolism. The obverse shows Lady Liberty, but not in her usual form. Here she is wearing a winged cap, a symbol of freedom of thought. Collectors, over the decades, fell in love with the design so deeply that the series gained its popular nickname, the Mercury Dime, because Liberty's winged cap resembled the Roman god Mercury. The composition itself is noble. We're talking about 90% pure silver and 10% copper, weighing just 2.5 grams. It doesn't sound like much, right? But let me tell you, within that tiny circle of silver lies history, artistry, and scarcity so intense that today it commands the kind of value that can change your fortune. But why is the 1929 S Mercury Dime so rare and so heavily sought after? First, its mintage numbers were relatively limited. At the San Francisco Mint, far fewer were struck compared to Philadelphia or Denver issues. Combine that with the historic backdrop of 1929, the year when America's financial system collapsed, and suddenly this coin became an unwilling witness to one of the darkest economic stories in U.S. history. That backdrop alone gives this dime a magnetic pull for serious collectors. Now let's look at its unique features. The 1929 S carries the signature S Mint mark just below the olive branch on the reverse, a mark that immediately sets it apart. But the real magic happens when you see it in very fine condition, like the one we are discussing today. You see, most coins of this period were heavily circulated, beaten up by years of use. But a Mercury dime that survives with sharp details, clear wings, full inscriptions, and that San Francisco Mint mark, that's a miracle of preservation. It's not just silver, it's silver frozen in time. Now let's talk about its rarity and collector demand. Collectors crave Mercury dimes, but when it comes to the 1929 S and higher grades, the demand soars. Why? Because while millions were minted, very few survived in the kind of quality that excites professional collectors and auction houses. Every time one appears in fine to very fine condition, it creates a storm in the market. The reason is simple. The supply is microscopic compared to the insatiable hunger of coin lovers worldwide. And now, here comes the moment you've been waiting for, its current market value. Listen closely, because this is not fiction, this is pure reality. In today's high-voltage auction market, a 1929 S Mercury Silver Dime, in very fine condition, is commanding an eye-popping $142,500. Yes, you heard that correctly. $142,500. This is not pocket change, this is treasure. This is the kind of coin that makes you feel like you're holding a vault in your hands. Owning this piece is like having a piece of financial history that literally makes you rich overnight. And let me tell you, this value is not sitting still. The market for rare coins is climbing higher every single year. This 1929 Mercury dime is not just valuable today, it's a rocket that continues to rise. Wait for time and you'll see it only increase in value. Collectors know it, dealers know it, and auctioneers know it. This coin is a powerhouse of wealth. For collectors out there, here's my tip. If you ever come across a Mercury dime with an S mint mark from 1929, never, and I mean never, ignore it. Examine it carefully. Check its condition. Even lower grade examples carry strong demand, but when you find one in very fine or better, treat it like treasure, because that's exactly what it is. Get it certified, protect it, and hold it with pride, because its demand will never fade. So, in conclusion, the 1929 Mercury silver dime is more than just a small piece of silver. It is a historical survivor, a design masterpiece, and above all, a treasure chest condensed into a coin. And the fact that it now sells for $142,500 proves beyond a doubt that coins like this are not simply collectibles, they are treasure maps leading you straight to wealth. And remember, my friends, here on US Coinworth Secrets, you get faithful, trustful, and newly updated truths about the coin market every single day. This is not fiction, this is reality, and if you're part of this journey with me, you are already unlocking secrets that most people never even dream about. Stay with me because the next coin will stun you even more. Coin number 2. As we move deeper into the treasure vault of Mercury silver dimes, the next coin waiting for us holds a story that is both dramatic and electrifying. The year's 1934, America is clawing its way out of the depths of the Great Depression. Families were still struggling, industries were just beginning to breathe again, and confidence in the nation's economy was fragile. In the midst of this recovery, the Denver Mint quietly struck a coin that few realized would one day be elevated into the category of national treasure, the 1934 Mercury silver dime with the rare D mint mark. Let's peel back its history. The Mercury dime series, created by the brilliant sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, was meant not just to be a dime, but a piece of living art. From 1916 to 1945, these dimes represented America's resilience, optimism, and artistry during some of its most turbulent decades. On the obverse, Lady Liberty wears her winged cap, a striking symbol of freedom of thought. On the reverse, a fasces, an ancient bundle of rods bound with an axe, paired with an olive branch, reflects both America's military strength and its constant hope for peace. This duality, peace and power, makes the Mercury dime a masterpiece of symbolism. The composition, once again, reminds us why these coins carry such allure. 90% pure silver, 10% copper, weighing just 2.5 grams. A deceptively small object that captures wealth, artistry, and national spirit in its tiny frame. Now, why does the 1934 D Mercury dime stand out among its peers? First, the Denver Mint was already striking fewer dimes compared to Philadelphia. The 1934 D had a limited mintage, and surviving examples in collectible condition are far scarcer than most people realize. Factor in the historical context. America's still reeling from financial collapse. And you begin to see why collectors today chase this coin like a prize from history itself. Its unique features give it instant recognition. Look closely, and you'll find the tiny D mint mark tucked neatly on the reverse, just to the left of the base of the fasces. That tiny letter transforms an already rare dime into a powerhouse of value. Add to that the beauty of a fine condition specimen, with Liberty's wings still visible, inscriptions strong, and only moderate wear, and you have a coin that radiates survival against impossible odds. Now let's unlock its rarity and collector demand. The Mercury dime series has always been beloved, but when you narrow down to specific scarce mint marks, the chase becomes electrifying. Collectors across the world are desperate to complete their Mercury dime sets, and the 1934 D in fine or better condition is a coin they cannot easily obtain. Every appearance in the marketplace sparks a race among buyers. Dealers, auctioneers, and private collectors all know, this is no ordinary dime. This is a gem of Denver, a rare whisper from history that most will never hold in their hands. And now, the moment that keeps every collector on the edge of their seat, the current market value. Brace yourself because this number is no less than life-changing. Today, in the red-hot auction market, a 1934D Mercury silver dime, in fine condition, is commanding a staggering $134,000. Yes, $134,000 for a single dime. Let that sink in. A coin that once bought you a loaf of bread now holds the power of a small fortune. Owning it is like holding a treasure chest condensed into silver, a fortune that fits in the palm of your hand. And don't think for a second that this value has peaked. The market for Mercury dimes, especially the scarce mint-marked issues, is on a continuous climb. This is no bubble. This is a long-term wave of appreciation, and the 1934D is riding it with unstoppable force. Wait for time, and you'll see this coin's value multiply even further. Believe me, I'm not telling you fiction. I am telling you truth. For collectors, here's my tip. If you encounter a Mercury dime from 1934, your first task is to flip it and check that reverse. If you spot the D mint mark and the coin is in fine or better condition, you've struck silver gold. Don't waste a second. Get it authenticated, get it protected, and treat it with the respect of a king's treasure. Coins like this do not sit quietly. They shout their rarity across the world. And so, in conclusion, the 1934D Mercury silver dime is not just a coin. It is a relic of recovery, a symbol of survival, and a fortune cast in silver. Its current value of $134,000 proves beyond all doubt that this dime is not ordinary currency. It is a monumental treasure, a piece of history that can change your fortune overnight. And remember, here on U.S. Coinworth Secrets, you are always getting faithful, trustful, and newly updated insights from the heart of the coin market. These are not stories meant to entertain. These are revelations meant to open your eyes to the treasures hidden in plain sight. Stay tuned, because the next coin we reveal will raise the stakes even higher. Coin number 3. Now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves, because the deeper we go into the Mercury dime vault, the more electrifying these discoveries become. If the last 2 coins left you stunned, this one will leave you speechless. We are traveling back more than a century to the year 1918, a year when the world was still reeling from the aftermath of World War I, a year when nations were trying to heal their wounds, and a year when the U.S. Mint quietly produced a coin that today stands as one of the most sought-after treasures of American numismatics, the 1918 Mercury silver dime without a mint mark. Let's dive into its history. The Mercury dime series was still in its early years. It had only been introduced in 1916, replacing the barber dime with a design that instantly captivated collectors and the general public alike. Designed by Adolph A. Weinman, this new dime was unlike anything Americans had seen before. On the obverse, Lady Liberty, wearing a winged cap, became the very embodiment of free thought and independence. On the reverse, the fasces, paired with an olive branch, sent a clear message to the world. America seeks peace, but it has the strength to defend itself. The composition of this 1918 issue was pure and powerful. 90% silver, 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams. But don't be fooled by its small weight. This tiny coin carried with it the dignity of a nation that had just emerged victorious in the Great War. A nation stepping onto the world stage as a rising power. Now here's where the unique features of the 1918 Mercury dime without a mint mark come into play. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, it bears no identifying mint mark. At first glance, it may look like just another early Mercury dime. But when you truly understand the context, a wartime mintage, millions of coins melted, worn, and lost to history, you realize just how few of these coins have survived in collectible condition. To find one today, more than 100 years later, in fine condition with Liberty's wings still visible, inscriptions readable, and its beauty intact, is nothing short of a miracle. And let's talk about rarity and demand. This coin may not have a mint mark, but it has something far more important: scarcity. The Philadelphia Mint produced large numbers of coins in 1918, but the brutal truth is that the vast majority were heavily circulated, worn down, or destroyed. The collector community knows how difficult it is to find an original 1918 Philadelphia dime in strong grades. Every time one surfaces at auction, it creates a storm because Mercury dime specialists, investors, and even casual collectors know they may never get another chance. Which brings us to the part that ignites hearts, the current market value. And let me tell you, this number is going to shake you. In today's fierce auction environment, a 1918 Mercury silver dime without mint mark, in fine condition, is achieving a jaw-dropping $160,500. Yes, you heard that right. $160,500 for a single dime. Think about that. A tiny coin you could once slip into your pocket without a second thought is now considered a treasure vault. This is not just money. This is wealth in silver, a legacy turned into a fortune. And here's the truth you must hold on to. This coin's value is not stagnant. It is growing. Year after year, demand is outpacing supply. This coin's market is alive, breathing, and climbing higher with each passing auction. Don't take this lightly. This is not a story. This is fact. And as time moves forward, the 1918 Mercury dime, without a mint mark, will only become more untouchable, more desirable, and more powerful in value. Here's my tip for collectors. If you ever stumble upon a Mercury dime from 1918 and it lacks a mint mark, do not, and I repeat, do not underestimate what you're holding. Handle it with the utmost care, check its details, and if it's in fine or better condition, you may very well be looking at a coin that can redefine your life. Protect it, certify it, and hold it as though it were a royal jewel, because in the coin world, that's exactly what it is. And in conclusion, the 1918 Mercury silver dime without mint mark is more than a collectible. It is a survivor of a historic era, a design masterpiece, and a fortune cast in silver. With its current value of $160,500, this coin proves beyond any shadow of a doubt that treasures exist in plain sight, hidden in the pockets of history. Owning it is like holding a treasure map that has already led you to the treasure chest itself. Here on U.S. Coinworth Secrets, you will always hear the faithful truth, the most trustful updates, and the freshest insights from today's coin market. This is not fantasy. This is reality. Stay tuned, because the next coin we are about to reveal will push the boundaries of rarity and treasure even further. Coin number 4. As our journey continues deeper into the hidden vault of Mercury dimes, we arrive at a coin born in the very heart of one of history's most turbulent times. The year is 1943. America is locked in the global struggle of World War II. Factories roared day and night producing weapons, planes, and ships. Soldiers were scattered across Europe and the Pacific. And at home, citizens saved every scrap of metal and every ounce of energy to fuel the war effort. And in this year of sacrifice and determination, the Denver Mint struck a coin that has since risen from ordinary circulation to become one of the crown jewels of Mercury dimes, the 1943 Mercury silver dime with the prized D mint mark. Let's step into its history. By 1943, the Mercury dime design had already become an American classic. Introduced in 1916 and running until 1945, it carried the genius artistry of Adolphe A. Winemen. On the obverse, Lady Liberty shines with her winged cap, a symbol of liberty of thought, freedom, and imagination, values America was fighting to preserve. On the reverse, the fasces bound with an olive branch reminded the world that America sought peace but was unafraid to wield strength when necessary. Its composition remains noble and unchanging, 90% silver, 10% copper, and weighing 2.5 grams. But in 1943, this simple silver dime became more than a coin. It became a token of wartime America, passed through the hands of factory workers, soldiers' families, and everyday citizens doing their part in the great struggle for freedom. What makes the 1943 D Mercury dime stand out are its unique features. Struck at the Denver Mint, you'll find the small D mint mark on the reverse at the base of the fasces. But the coin we're talking about today is even more extraordinary. It carries distinct black dots that developed naturally over decades. These spots, though unusual, give it a look of age, mystery, and originality that collectors find deeply fascinating. It's a coin with character, a coin that has lived a life, and yet has survived with enough detail to shine even in fine condition. Now, let's unlock its rarity and demand. While the 1943D had a healthy mintage, the vast majority of those coins were spent, worn down, or lost to time. Finding one in fine condition today, with its features clear, inscriptions intact, and that unmistakable Denver mint mark, is far rarer than most people realize. Add to this its wartime story and the unusual black dot features, and suddenly you have a coin that collectors can't resist. Auction houses know this coin well. Every time one crosses the block, demand sparks like wildfire. And now, the moment that always takes your breath away, the current market value. Listen closely because this will make your heart race. In today's red-hot auction market, a 1943D Mercury silver dime in fine condition, carrying those unique dark marks of age, is selling for an astonishing $120,500. Yes, $120,500 for a single dime. Think about that. This is not pocket change. This is a fortune disguised as a war-era silver coin. Owning this piece is like holding a treasure chest that has survived both history and time. And let me be absolutely clear, this is no passing moment. This coin's value is not stagnant. It is climbing step by step, year after year. The collector demand for rare Mercury dimes, especially wartime issues with unique characteristics, is only intensifying. Wait for time and you will see this coin's value rise even further. This is truth, not fiction. These coins are treasures and their prices prove it. For collectors, here's my tip. If you come across a 1943 Mercury dime, flip it immediately and search for the D mint mark. Study its surface carefully. Even coins with unusual toning or spotting can carry immense appeal. If you find one in fine condition or better, don't hesitate for a second. Certify it, protect it, and cherish it. You could very well be holding not just a coin, but a vault of wealth. In conclusion, the 1943D Mercury silver dime is a survivor of America's greatest war, a testament to freedom, and now an object of immense wealth. With its current market value of $120,500, it is proof that treasures hide in the most unexpected places. A coin like this is more than silver. It is history. It is power. It is fortune condensed into the palm of your hand. And remember, here on U.S. Coinworth Secrets, we don't just bring you stories. We bring you faithful, trustful truths about today's coin market. Fresh, new, and updated every single day. Stay tuned, because the next coin on our list will elevate the treasure hunt to a whole new level. Coin number 5. And now we arrive at the grand finale of today's treasure vault. A coin that has stunned collectors for decades. A coin that radiates rarity, beauty, and value at a level that few ever imagined possible. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you back to the year 1926. It was a year when America was living in the dazzling decade of jazz, speakeasies, and roaring industry. The Roaring Twenties were in full swing, but beneath the glamour of the times, the San Francisco Mint was quietly striking a silver dime that would one day rise above its peers and take its place as one of the most valuable treasures in the entire Mercury dime series. The 1926 Mercury silver dime with the S mint mark. Let's begin with its history. The Mercury dime, introduced in 1916, had by this time already captured the heart of America. Designed by Adolph A. Weinman, it was not just another dime. It was a symbol of freedom, progress, and the American spirit. The obverse, with Liberty wearing her winged cap, still dazzles collectors today with its symbolism of free thought. The reverse, showing the fasces and olive branch, perfectly represented the nation's dual strength and peaceful ideals. By 1926, the design had already become an icon. The composition remained true to its noble form, 90% silver, 10% copper, 2.5 grams of artistry and wealth. But this particular coin wasn't just struck in silver, it was struck with destiny. Its unique features begin with that small but powerful S mint mark on the reverse. The San Francisco Mint was known for lower mintages compared to Philadelphia, and the 1926 S dime is one of the most famous examples. But what makes this coin so extraordinary is not just the mint mark, it's the survival rate. Most 1926 S dimes entered heavy circulation, wearing down into unrecognizable slivers of silver. Finding one in very fine condition, where the details of Liberty's wings still stand proud, the inscriptions remain strong, and the fasces is still clear, is nothing short of miraculous. This is a coin that defied time itself. Now let's talk about rarity and collector demand. Within the Mercury dime series, the 1926S is legendary. Collectors know how difficult it is to obtain one in strong grades. It is a key rarity, a coin that sparks bidding wars whenever it appears at major auctions. The hunger for this coin is insatiable. Every collector who dreams of completing a Mercury dime set eventually faces the hurdle of the 1926S, and most fail. That's how rare and in demand this treasure is. And now comes the part that will leave you breathless, the current market value. Are you ready for this? In today's powerhouse auction market, a 1926S Mercury silver dime, in very fine condition, is commanding an eye-popping $155,500. Yes, $155,500 for a single dime. This is no longer just a coin. This is a vault of fortune, a treasure chest squeezed into silver no larger than your fingertip. Owning it is like owning history itself, but also owning a fortune that can transform your financial reality overnight. And here's the truth that matters most. This value is not fiction. It is real, it is current, and it is growing. The demand for coins like the 1926S Mercury dime has never been higher, and the market shows no signs of slowing down. Wait for time, and this coin's price will only climb further. Believe me, this is no exaggeration. This is the truth, and those who hold this coin are holding a treasure whose value multiplies with each passing year. Here's my tip for collectors. If you ever see a Mercury dime dated 1926, your eyes must immediately go to the reverse. If you find that powerful S mint mark and the coin is in very fine condition, you have struck the equivalent of buried treasure. Protect it with everything you have. Authenticate it, preserve it, and never let it slip away. This is one of those coins that can define a collection and redefine your wealth. And so, in conclusion, the 1926S Mercury silver dime is one of the most coveted treasures of the entire series. It is history in silver, art in miniature, and wealth condensed into a coin that collectors will chase for lifetimes. With its current market value of $155,500, it stands as undeniable proof that coins are not just collectible, they are treasure maps. And this one leads directly to a chest of silver fortune. And remember, here at US Coinworth Secrets, you're always hearing the faithful truth, the trustful reality, and the freshest, most newly updated insights about the world of rare coins. What you've seen in today's video is not myth, not story. It is treasure revealed, secrets unveiled, and fortune waiting to be discovered. Stay tuned, because this journey is only beginning. The world of rare coins holds countless more secrets, and right here we are unlocking them together.